So first of all, some thoughts on the scrimmage. Didn't get to talk to you after that.
You know, I thought the scrimmage there was really positives on both sides of the ball. I thought offense that was probably the most big plays we've had in a scrimmage maybe since I've been here that I can remember. We had a lot of big plays, a lot of long touchdowns, so that was a positive. Defense, the D-line made a lot of plays and got after us at times, so it was kind of up and down. That's kind of what you want as a head coach. We got a lot of reps. I thought it was physical. I thought both sides of the ball played really physical and tough. But probably the biggest thing is both sides of the ball got to quit giving up big plays. Offense made too many big plays, and also defense made too many tackles for loss or sacks. You know what I mean? So both sides of the ball got to eliminate the big plays and just continue to grow and get better.
It seemed like we've seen a lot of that back and forth offensive defense. Isn't that kind of
That's what you want. That's what you want. You don't want one side just dominating, but you also don't need to have the big long plays if you're a defensive guy and the big negative plays if you're an offensive guy. So we just got to get a little bit more in the middle, but you like it if you're on the other side of the ball. So there's been a lot of good things.
What'd you get done today?
Today I thought was good. We had a period where we emphasized, offensively and defensively empty. So a whole lot of empty, and then a lot of modern football today is all the RPOs and the different run play, run pass option stuff and zone read stuff. So we had a whole period of just that. It was basically empty, every other play, empty RPO, empty zone read. I thought that period was good. I thought that was good, and then thought we had a pretty nice team period, Skelly period. And then tomorrow we're really going to go back to day one install. So this was kind of the end of the install, and then tomorrow we'll start over and really go back to the day one. And so the assignment errors need to stop. We need to quit having assignment errors. We need to understand what we're doing and just keep growing and moving forward.
Are you doing anything specific to Fresno State yet or not?
We are. We had a period of that today. Yeah, we've had a period of that the last 2 days actually. It's like you can probably notice when I'm holding cards half of the period, then that's Fresno stuff. So we've actually done it all camp. We've had one section of the day each day. Now early in camp it wasn't necessarily always Fresno. We picked a different, like one day it was Eastern Washington, one day it was Montana State, one day it was Montana. So there is one section every day that we're working somebody. But now it'll probably more start just focusing in on Fresno.
With all these wide receivers, obviously it's a blessing having all these guys, and could it sometimes be a curse sometimes, knowing where to put them all?
No, I don't think it's ever. I think whenever you think you got too many guys, it's like one practice and then 3 of them are out, and thank God you have as many as you do. So I don't think you ever can have too much. I know what you're saying sometimes, like how do I keep them all happy and get them all the ball? But no, the more of them that are playing good and can make plays, the better, because especially a lot of times at receiver, for years when I was a coordinator and receiver coach, I used to always say, fall camp, survival of the fittest. It's usually who can make through it and who can keep making plays. That's who's going to make plays in the first couple games of the year, because some guys get banged up and some guys just mentally aren't tough enough to keep going all the time. So it usually comes down to survival of the fittest.
Does Collato's move mean that you have so many offensive linemen that you can afford to shift?
I think so. I think it does, and it also means that we'd like to get him on the field, and I think he's athletic enough to play some at that position. And the bowl year we moved Kevin Shelton in the middle of the year back there to fullback, and it really helped our running game just because of the bigger force and size, and just for good karma I even put Carlos and Kevin's old number when he played there, so hopefully we can get that going.
Some of the little things you said, I'd clean up some of those, just some snaps, some jumps, and things like that.
We can't do that. You can't be yourself. And you're going to get penalties once in a while, hustle penalties, but you can't have pre-snap penalties. You can't have bad snaps. You can't have jumping off sides on defense. So that's all. That stuff's got to stop. You got to quit seeing that. You can't have that anymore.
With all the Ironman stuff you're doing this year, how's that going? You feel like you're getting your arms around that? Is it progressing?
I think so. I think I have a pretty good fit. A lot of it, I think, will be just one package, and I can use both cage and corner. And then Jack's kind of a first and second down guy on offense and the third down guy on defense. That's kind of what his specialty is.
Seems like the defensive line's starting to come together a bit. I saw you practicing red zone a lot, especially during the scrimmages. That's been something you've stressed.
That's something we got to. I like to scrimmage red zone a lot because that's usually what comes down to the games. Is if the offense scores touchdowns or has to settle for field goals, and defensively, if you make them settle for field goals, that's usually how you can win some games. So I like to work that a lot. really get good at it, both sides of the ball.
Is the D going to get that front going to get a chance to do more shifting live? You're going to get a better look at how the offense works against a shifting D?
Yeah, actually our defense does a lot from day one. They're moving. They got line games. They got linebackers blitzing all over the place.
They look pretty stable Saturday.
Only for the very first section. Other than that, they were doing a lot.
I guess that's what I was looking at. Yeah.
Just other than that, they were moving. Most offensive head coaches wouldn't let them do all that. I let them do a lot more than I want to, put it that way.
Going over to special teams, it seems like Cade seems to have a little bit of extra buzz on his boot. Have you seen that?
Cade he's been strong. He's been his punts have been unbelievable. And Noah, what I hope is Noah can be the guy that kicks off, just to take one thing off of Cade. And then Noah's been a really good job of kicking off. And so if we could just take that, let Cade kick and punt, but not have to kick off. That would be nice. And I think Noah right now is doing a pretty good job of that. So hopefully we can keep that going.
What was was it a longer one down here that he had made when I couldn't really see it, but I heard
just a lot of times I stop it and say, okay, if he makes this, we're good. If he misses it, everybody has to run it. Today I said, y'all got to run that way, long. I usually make them run across, but and so everybody went crazy when he made it, so they didn't have to run.
Are people holding up?
Pretty good, pretty good. I think anytime you get to the middle, you got some guys you're a little more careful with than others, but so far, knock on wood, we haven't had anything, major. So hopefully we can just keep that going.
Quarterbacks seem to both improve.
Yeah, I think everybody's getting better each day. We just got to keep that up, keep going.
And what's Dutch doing? What's he doing back here?
He's a student assistant, so he didn't use all his eligibility yet. So we can't have graduate assistants anymore. But he played his first 4 years, so he's going to take a few classes this year and get his degree, and he can be a student assistant because he's still within his 5-year frame.
How did that work out? Did he call you? Did you call him?
We both talked to each other. He like everyone, he had a dream and a goal and thought he wanted me. I didn't want him to leave the second semester last year. I tried to talk him into staying here. So when he got into camp, he was with the Jaguars. When he didn't make it, I just was like, I need to get you back here and get you a degree. So it's good. It's good. That'll happen.
What do you see his role as this year?
He just he'll help with the running backs and help as a young coach. A lot of time that's helping line up the scout defense, and he'll have a role during the game that he just exactly looks at. And Doug, everybody loves Doug, so just being around, being positive, and still being a leader. So, good.